imagine hearing a sound so powerful that it could travel for hundreds of kilometers through complete darkness. Now, imagine the animal making that sound has the largest brain ever to exist on Earth. It can dive deeper than 2,000 meters, hold its breath for over 2 hours, sleep standing upright underwater, and hunt creatures that have almost never been seen alive by humans. If someone described an animal capable of all of that, you'd probably assume it belonged in a science fiction novel. But it doesn't. It lives right here on Earth. This is the sperm whale. And almost nothing about it makes sense. Its head is so massive that it makes up nearly 1/3 of its entire body. It produces the loudest biological sound ever recorded. It navigates through a world of total darkness using sound instead of sight. And it survives pressures that would instantly crush most submarines. So the real question is simple. How did evolution create something like this? Sperm whales have the largest brain of any animal that has ever lived. Not just alive today, ever. An adult brain can weigh nearly 9 kilograms, about 6 times heavier than a human brain. But size alone doesn't explain much, because elephants also have huge brains. The difference is how sperm whales use theirs. They live in complex social groups. Females stay together for decades. They raise calves collectively. They coordinate behavior across long distances. And most importantly, they communicate using structured patterns of clicks. Some groups even appear to have distinct dialects, passed down through generations. That means culture. And culture means memory, learning, and identity. But even this extraordinary brain may not be the strangest part of the whale. At first glance, sperm whales look almost alien. Their head alone takes up 1/3 of their body length. Inside it lies one of the strangest biological structures ever discovered: the spermaceti organ. Early whalers thought it contained sperm, which is how the whale got its name. They were wrong, but the mistake stuck. For decades, scientists debated its purpose: buoyancy control, sound production, headbutting in combat. The truth turns out to be even more fascinating. The spermaceti organ is part of a biological sonar system, so powerful it redefines what hearing even means. Because in the deep ocean, sight is almost useless, and sperm whales don't rely on it anyway. They rely on sound. Most of a sperm whale's life happens in darkness. As it dives, sunlight disappears. At 200 meters, color fades. At 1,000 meters, there is only blackness. At 2,000 meters, even pressure becomes extreme enough to crush most engineered vehicles. But sperm whales go there anyway. Every dive is like entering another world, cold, silent, and completely alien. And in that world lives something extraordinary: giant squid. Massive, rarely seen creatures with eyes the size of dinner plates. And sperm whales are their only known predator. But here's the mystery: how do you hunt something you cannot see? Sperm whales don't look for prey. They map the ocean using sound. They emit powerful clicks that travel through the water, bounce off objects, and return as echoes. Their massive heads shape these clicks into focused beams, like biological searchlights made of sound. Each echo reveals distance, shape, movement, even texture. It is not hearing in the normal sense, it is reconstruction. A three-dimensional image built entirely from sound. Click, listen, adjust, click again, then strike. This is how a sperm whale hunts in total darkness. And it works well enough to take down creatures like giant squid, animals that almost never see their predator coming. But even this does not explain the whale's most extreme abilities. Because after hunting in the deepest parts of the ocean, they go even further. Sperm whales regularly dive beyond 2,000 meters. That is deeper than most submarines can safely operate. At those depths, pressure is over 200 times greater than at the surface. A human lung would collapse instantly. A human body would not survive. Yet, sperm whales return from these dives again and again. How? Their biology is built for it. Flexible ribs allow their lungs to collapse safely. Oxygen is stored efficiently in muscles and blood. Non-essential organs are temporarily shut down during dives. But even with all of that, one thing remains strange. They completely disappear. No sound, no movement, only absence. Minutes or hours later, they return, slowly rising from a world we barely understand. Sperm whales cannot sleep like land animals. They must breathe air. So instead of long sleep cycles, they rest in short bursts. And when they do, something remarkable happens. They sleep vertically. Groups of whales rise toward the surface and stop moving completely. They float in the water like living statues, head up, tail down, motionless. For a short time, the ocean becomes still. Then, suddenly, they wake and move together to breathe. It is sleep, but only just enough to survive. Sperm whales are deeply social animals. They live in family groups that can last for decades. They raise calves together. They coordinate movements across vast distances. And they communicate using patterns of clicks called codas. Different groups have different codas, which means something remarkable. They have cultures. But because they live so deep and travel so far, most of their world remains invisible to us. We only see fragments. A dive recorded here, a group resting there, a glimpse of something enormous moving through darkness. Nothing about sperm whales is normal. Not their brains, not their heads, not their hunting methods, not their communication, not even the way they sleep. They exist in a world defined by pressure, darkness, and sound. An environment so extreme that it reshapes everything we expect life to be. And the more we learn about them, the clearer it becomes. We are still only scratching the surface of the ocean, because somewhere down there, in the vast unknown, giants are still moving silently through the dark, and nothing about them is normal.